This is you. The jungle explodes around you. Gunfire rips through the canopy, sharp cracks cutting through the roar of rain and thunder. Leaves shred apart, bark splinters off trees. You hit the mud hard, rolling behind a massive root system as bullets chew into the wood inches from your head. Your heart hammers against your ribs, blood and sweat mix with the downpour soaking through your gear. You're a Navy SEAL, callsign Reaper, and what was supposed to be a simple extraction just became a fight for survival. The mission was clean. Get in, grab the asset, a CIA operative with intel on a cartel weapons network, and get out before dawn. Your four-man team fast roped into the Colombian jungle 12 hours ago. You found the operative, secured him, started the 5-click hike to the extraction zone, then the ambush hit. 50 meters from the LZ, the jungle erupted. Cartel sicarios, heavily armed, coordinated, waiting. They knew you were coming. Contact left, contact left. That's Cobra, your team leader, his voice cutting through the chaos. You swing your M4 up, sight picture through the rain, and squeeze. The muzzle flash illuminates a hostile 20 meters out. He drops, you adjust, fire again. Another goes down, but there are too many. Shadows moving through the trees. Muzzle flashes everywhere. The staccato rhythm of AK. 47S tearing the jungle apart. Reaper, move! We're compromised! Cobra's voice crackles in your earpiece, barely audible over the gunfire. You see him 30 feet ahead, dragging the asset, a bloodied man in civilian clothes toward a fallen log. Next to you, Sledge, your heavy gunner, unleashes his M249. The saw roars, a sustained burst that lights up the darkness. Tracer rounds slicing red lines through the rain. Brass casings cascade onto the mud, steaming. The suppressive fire buys you seconds. You sprint forward, boots sliding in the muck, lungs burning. Then, the explosion. A rocket-propelled grenade screams past your head and detonates against a tree. The blast wave slams into you like a freight train. You're airborne. The world spins, sky, mud, fire. Then you crash down hard. Your ears ring, a high-pitched whine drowning everything. You taste blood. Your vision swims. You force yourself up, grabbing your rifle from the mud. Your left shoulder screams with pain, but nothing's broken. You look back. Sledge is down, clutching his leg, blood pouring through his fingers. Sledge is hit. You shout into comms, scrambling toward him. Bullets snap past your head. You drop, return fire, emptying half a mag into the tree line. Hosties scatter. You reach Sledge, grab his drag handle, and pull. He's heavy 220 of muscle and gear, but adrenaline makes you strong. You haul him behind cover, your back screaming. Stay with me, brother. I'm good. I'm good. Sledge grunts through gritted teeth, but his face is ghost white. Shrapnel in his thigh, bleeding bad. You rip open your medkit, pull out a tourniquet, and cinch it high and tight above the wound. He hisses in pain, but doesn't scream. SEALs don't scream. Cobra's voice crackles again. Reaper, we got problems. Comms are jammed, can't reach the helo. We're on our own. The words hit like a gut punch. No extraction. No air support. No quick reaction force. Just 4 SEALs, 1 wounded, 1 asset, and an entire cartel hunting you in the dark. We push to secondary LZ. Cobra orders. 2 clicks northeast, through the river valley. 2 clicks. Might as well be 200. But you don't argue. You help Sledge to his feet, slinging his arm over your shoulder. The 4th member of your team, Whisper your sniper, appears from the shadows. His MK-11 still smoking. I count 20 plus hostiles closing from the south. We need to move now. You move. The jungle swallows you whole. Thick vegetation clawing at your gear, vines tangling your boots. The rain is relentless, turning the ground into a swamp. Every step is a battle. Sledge leans heavy on you, his breathing ragged. Behind you, gunfire erupts. Again, they're following, close. You can hear them shouting in Spanish, coordinating, closing the net. Cobra sets a brutal pace, the asset stumbling ahead of him. You crash through foliage, slide down muddy embankments, wade through waist-deep streams. Your legs burn, your shoulder throbs. But you don't stop, can't stop. Whisper takes rear guard, occasionally dropping to a knee and sending suppressive rounds back into the jungle. Each shot buys you seconds. Then you hear it, the rumble. Not thunder, engines, vehicle-mounted heavy weapons. A technical, maybe more, crashing through the jungle on a parallel track. They got vehicles, you shout, cutting us off. Cobra doesn't hesitate. Into the ravine, now. You veer left, half sliding, half falling, down a steep embankment into a rocky gorge. Water rushes through the bottom, a shallow river swollen by rain. You splash into it, the cold shock stealing your breath. Sledge groans but keeps moving. The ravine walls rise 20 feet on either side, natural cover, but also a kill box if they get above you. You push upstream, the current fighting every step. Behind you, the jungle lights up. Muzzle flashes strobe the darkness. Rounds ricochet off the rocks, sparking orange. Whisper stops, spins, and fires. One hostile drops from the ridge above, then another. "They're flanking," he shouts. A grenade splashes into the water 10 feet behind you. Frag out. You dive forward, pulling Sledge down. The detonation is muffled by water, but the shockwave still hammers your insides. Shrapnel pings off rocks, ears ringing again. You come up, firing blind, full auto, emptying your mag into the tree line above. Click, empty. You drop the mag, slam a fresh one home, charge the weapon. Muscle memory, thousands of reps. Cobra finds an opening, a narrow side channel cutting between boulders. This way, you follow, dragging Sledge through the gap. It's tight, jagged rock scraping your gear, but it opens into a small cave, maybe 15 feet deep. Defensive position. Cobra shoves the asset inside, sets security. You and Whisper take positions at the cave mouth, rifles trained outward. Sledge props himself against the wall, reloading his sidearm. Blood pools beneath him. His tourniquet is holding, but he's pale, shocky. Cobra tries the radio again. Static. Still jammed. We're ghosts. For 30 seconds, there's only the sound of rain and your own breathing. Then voices. Close. Flashlight beams cutting through the darkness, sweeping the ravine. They're searching, methodically. You slow your breathing, finger on the trigger, watching the beams dance closer. 15 meters. 10. A hostile appears at the cave entrance, silhouetted against the night. You don't think, you fire. Double tap to the chest. He crumples. The jungle erupts. Full contact. Muzzle flashes everywhere. Rounds pour into the cave mouth, ricochets screaming off stone. You and Whisper return fire, controlled pairs, picking targets. Cobra pulls a frag, yanks the pin, lets the spoon fly, and hurls it into the ravine. 3 seconds. The explosion shreds the night, screams follow, but more keep coming. "We can't hold here," Whisper shouts, changing mags. "We're pinned." Cobra's face is stone. He makes the call. "Sledge, can you move?" Sledge nods, teeth clenched. "I'll manage." Then we break contact. On my mark, we throw everything we got and sprint north. There's a waterfall half a click up. We jump, ride it down, lose them in the rapids. It's insane. It's suicide. It's the only play. Mark. Cobra tosses another grenade. Whisper dumps his remaining rounds. You do the same. Full auto. Suppressive hell. The jungle lights up like daylight. Then you run. Out of the cave, into the water, upstream. Bullets chase you, snapping past, kicking up spray. You don't look back. Sledge is running on pure willpower, grunting with every step. The asset is screaming, terrified, but Cobra drags him along. You hear the waterfall before you see it, a roar louder than gunfire. The river drops away into darkness, a 20-foot plunge into churning white water below. No time to think. Cobra goes first, pulling the asset with him. They disappear. Whisper goes, then you and Sledge, together. You leap, free fall, cold air, then impact. The water swallows you, violent, freezing, chaotic. You tumble, lungs screaming, disoriented. Your gear drags you down. You fight to the surface, gasping, and grab Sledge, who's floundering. You kick hard, pulling him toward the bank. The current sweeps you downstream, fast, brutal. You see Cobra and Whisper ahead, dragging themselves onto rocks. You reach the shallows, haul Sledge out, collapse. Every muscle shakes. You cough up water, chest heaving, above. On the ridge, flashlights sweep, shouting, but they didn't follow the jump. You bought time. Cobra is already moving. 200 meters, secondary LZ. We call it in manually. He pulls out a backup radio, older model, hardened. He tries frequencies. Finally, a crackle. A voice. Reaper element. This is Warhammer. Copy your position. ETA, 10 mics. Mark your LZ. 10 minutes. You can last 10 minutes. You move as one, pushing through the jungle toward the clearing. You hear them coming again. The cartel, relentless. Gunfire erupts from the tree line. You return fire, dropping prone, controlled shots. Whisper's rifle cracks methodically. Hostiles fall, but more replace them. Then you hear it. The most beautiful sound in the world. The wump 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 of rotor blades. The Blackhawk screams in low, door guns blazing, miniguns tearing the jungle apart. The cartel breaks, scattering under the onslaught. The helo flares hard, touching down. The crew chief waves you in. You grab Sledge, run. Cobra throws the asset aboard. Whisper fires his last rounds, then sprints. You pile in, the crew chief pulling you aboard. The helo lifts, hard and fast, and the jungle falls away. Gunfire chases you, but it's over. You made it. You look at Sledge. Medic is working on him. IV, in color, returning. He meets your eyes, nods. Brotherhood. Cobra sits silent, staring at nothing. The asset is sobbing. Whisper closes his eyes. You lean back, rain and blood dripping from your gear, and let the exhaustion take you. You survived. But the jungle will haunt you forever.